Hello lovely people and welcome to this week's video. So before we get going, my name is Philippa, and if you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up, make a comment to support me. That would be absolutely wonderful. So today we are going to be working with a sort of general flow, but we're going to be doing quite a lot of twists in this, and there are going to be some sort of slightly challenging poses for some people. So I would recommend having a block, something like this, nearby that could help you, and even a belt, which actually I haven't got one here, but there may be one point when it might be good to have a belt. But we're going to start just sitting. So I like sitting up onto blocks like this, but you can sit cross-legged or even with your legs out front, or even on a chair for the first bit of this, because we're just doing a bit with the head. So we're going to start by just dropping the head forwards and then just rolling the chin around all the way, and then bringing the chin all the way back down and up the other way. Beautiful. Doing this a few times. And then coming back down and raising the head back up to the top. So we're going to now just do a bit with the arms. So we're going to raise the arms up above the head, touching hands, and back down. So we just do that a couple more times. So today I am actually feeling particularly stiff. It's the morning today, where I am at the moment. So it may be that there are points where you can get further into these poses than me. So the next time we come up, I'm going to come into a little twist. So opposite hand to leg and the other hand behind or on the ground behind. Breath here. And then we're going to raise back up to the top and come down to the other side. So that's our first twist of the day. Another breath there. So then we're going to come back up to the top, and from here we're going to take a little side bend. So bringing one hand down, taking the head over. We did this last week as well. Really taking that hand over, maybe pushing out with the bottom hand, making sure that both sit bones are on the ground. And then we're just going to bring this hand down, and we're going to take it so it's pointing towards the skirting board on that side. And then just let the head drop, so we're opening the side of the neck there. And then coming up the other way, so both arms coming up above the head, and then down the other way. I'm much stiffer on this side, so just really being aware of what your body needs. I can't go down nearly as far, I have to really listen to my body. Make sure you're listening to yours. And then we'll take that hand down, so it's pointing down to skirting board level. Letting the head go, and then raising up, and then we'll have the hands come down to the knees. So from here we're going to come round into all fours. So coming to all fours, make sure you've got something under your knees if you need it. I really do, so I always have to pad my knees. I've got my hands just in front of the shoulders, and what we're going to do today is we're going to, instead of just doing some normal cat and cow here, we're going to do some like rolling your belly inside a barrel. That's the idea. So you're kind of taking the navel in big circles all the way round a few times, and then the next time you come round to the bottom, to the lowest point, going back the other way. So working with the breath, obviously as you come down you're inhaling, as you take the navel up you're exhaling. So working with that. You can also work with the Mula Bandha on the exhale here, if you're familiar with that. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine, and I'm going to invite you just to, for a moment, just take any kind of movements you like. So just doing a little bit of organic movement here. And then we're going to come round and sit down on the mat. So I'm going to invite you to come into a sitting position like this with the legs out in front like this. But we're going to bring the hands behind. So you can either have the hands going backwards like that, which is quite opening for the wrists, very good for the hands as well. Or if that's not nice, you can turn the hands this way or just do whatever you can, but try and have the hands as close in behind as possible. And then from here, bring the knees so that they're in a comfortable position here. And all we're going to do is on an inhale, we're going to push the chest forward and look slightly up, but don't crank the head back. And then on an exhale, that was on the inhale, I might have said exhale by mistake. And then on the exhale, we're going to drop the back downwards. So inhale, pushing the chest forward. Exhale, so we're doing cat and cow, but we're doing it sitting here, and feel how this really opens up the arms as well. So thinking about trying to have the elbows as close to one another as possible. And you can always turn the hands and give it a go like this. It's quite a lot more on the insides of the arms. Beautiful. So we're going to come back to a straight position here. I'm going to invite you to drop one leg down and bring the other foot over, so it's resting over the top of this leg like this. Taking the hands back again, you can go onto fingertips if you like. We're trying to keep ourselves sitting up. We will go back a bit because we're going to lift rather that lower leg. Just come to where you can. Trying to keep the back so you're sitting up as straight as possible. And from here, just very gently rock that foot on that knee from side to side. And then we're going to take that leg long, the lower leg long, and see if you can drop the sole of that foot onto the ground. If you can't do it that way, then have it here, that's absolutely fine. Just do what's right for you. If you are here, make sure that the whole of the sole of your foot is on the ground. And then we're going to take opposite either hand or elbow around this leg, and we're going to twist. So taking the other hand round, I'm turning my back to you, and we are twisting here, just gently because we're still warming up. So from here, just exhaling as you go a little bit further into the twist. Inhaling out. One more of those. And then we're going to turn around from here, and I'm going to invite you to bring this leg over here and drop this knee out. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Drop that knee out to the side. So you've got the sole of this foot against this leg. And so we're sitting up nice and straight from here. So I'm really stiff, as I said today, so don't expect that I'm going to go very far. But we can raise the arms up and then just bring them down to wherever they come. So just being here, not trying to get anywhere. We're still early on in the practice here. And we can just let the weight of the head go. Maybe walk the hands forward a little bit. If you need to bend this knee, then do that. Don't feel that you've got to have it straight. And we're going to take some big breaths here. So sighing out breaths as we drop forward. Dropping over this leg. So we're trying to have the chest coming over the leg. Some of you will probably go a lot further than me. Beautiful. So we're going to come back round and do the whole thing on the other side. So take the other foot out long, bring this one and lift it over onto the top of that leg if you can. Just letting this knee do whatever it needs to do. Taking the hands out behind and just raising this foot wherever you can. Some people will be able to come much further than me, but making sure that you can sit up nice and straight, and then from here just a very gentle wiggle from side to side. Lovely. And then we're going to drop that foot down and place this foot either on this side of the foot, or if you can get the sole of the foot all the way over onto the ground, then you can take it across, and then we go into our twist. So if you can reach the elbow round, that's fine. If not, the hand is good. And we are exhaling as we twist. Not pushing, remember we're still warming up. Lovely. And then we're going to bring this leg back over and take this, the sole of this foot towards the thigh here, dropping this knee out. I have to be really careful because I've got quite a sore knee. Sometimes I need to put a block under here, so do listen to your body. And again, same thing, so we're dropping down. I can't go nearly as far, so I have to have my knee open anyway. So just doing what you can do. And then we're going to take some big sighs out here. So we're not trying to get anywhere. Look, I'm hardly going anywhere. Just doing what your body can do. Lovely. So from here, we're going to come round and do some breathing. So we're going to work with the Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing that we've done a bit of. And I'm also going to invite you to work with the Ujjayi breath. So I'm going to just talk to you first about the Ujjayi. So the Ujjayi is also called ocean breath. And this is where you just slightly contract or engage the muscles of the throat behind the nose as you're breathing both in and out. And so you'll hear in your head a hissing noise, a little bit like the ocean, which is why they call it ocean breath. So just try that now. So I can hear that in my brain, in my mind. Hopefully you can hear that as well in your throat. So that's the ocean breath, but we're not going to start with that. We're going to start with the Nadi Shodhana, and then I'm going to suggest that if you want to, you can bring the ocean breath in. So sitting up nice and straight, shoulders relaxed, hands gently down on the body. You can always take the little chin mudra, thumb and forefingers together if you like that. And we're going to, in our imagination, breathe in with the mouth closed, breathe in through the left nostril, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. So that's one cycle. So just continue doing that in your mind. If you get lost, just start again, breathing in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. So just work with that for a few breaths. And then if you want to engage with the mudra, which I teach it with the church and steeple, where you've got the fingers interlaced and the thumbs over the top, and then these two fingers here, you take them either side of the nose, and as you breathe in through the left, you're closing the right off, breathing in through the left, closing off the left, breathing out through the right, in through the right, and then closing off the right, breathing out through the left. So you can work with that, and then if you want to bring the Ujjayi breath that we did at the beginning into that as well, you'll end up with this closing off the nostrils and working with Ujjayi. Now if any of that feels too much, then don't worry and just go back to what does feel good. We've been working with the full yogic breath with the 3 different parts of the body, that you could work with that instead, or just sit here gently, just breathing naturally. So stop the video and practice with that breathing for a bit, and then come back, turn the video back on and come back and join me. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed your breathing practice. I've moved you a bit further back because we're going to be coming up and doing a little bit in standing here, but we're going to start just coming to all fours, tucking the toes, and we're going to just come gently up into the dog. So just do a couple of little movements here. Just let the body do whatever it wants to. Doing some walking out with dropping one heel down and then the other for a moment. Maybe let's just take a little bit of organic movement here, just doing whatever you want to do. And then we're going to come to a still place in the dog, sun ray fingers, knees slightly bent, dropping the heels down, let go of the head. And as we breathe out, just gently see if we can just drop the shoulders a little bit closer towards the knees. And then from here, we're going to walk hands toward feet, feet towards hands, coming into our standing forward bend, Uttanasana here. Knees nice and bent, dropping the head down, dropping the arms down. Just try and let the upper body completely go. Again, let go of the head. Maybe take opposite elbows if you want to and have a little rock from side to side. And then I'm going to invite you to bring your elbows up onto your knees, and we're going to gently come up to standing with a straight back. So we can roll the shoulders back as we come into our Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll take a moment here, just letting everything go, just letting everything relax. Knees are soft, shoulders relaxed, hands loosely hanging by the sides. Lovely. So we're going to go through this little flow of movements now. So I'm going to invite you to, I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to invite you to come into a sort of warrior one stance. So we're going to I'm taking my left foot forwards and taking it out as wide as the mat, and my right foot back, again taking it as wide as the mat that way. So I'm in a very wide warrior one stance here. I've got my back heel down, front knee is bent, but I can still see my big toe. So just adjust yourself to make sure that you're comfortable with this. And then from here, we're going to raise the arms up, coming up into our warrior one. And then I'm going to invite you to come over. So we're going to come over, just doing what you can do. You might need a block here. If you need a block, then have a block. But we're going to bring the arms all the way back and interlace the fingers from here. And take the arms up above us. And then as we do it, we're going to see if we can straighten the front leg a bit. So if you're wobbly, you can have a block here and just have one arm up behind. Just see what you can do. If straightening the front leg just doesn't work for you, then keep it bent. But what we're trying to do is just, again, let the head go. And if you can straighten that front leg, that's beautiful. Bringing the arms up as high as you can. Then we're going to drop the hands down, and I'm going to take opposite hand to foot down, and we're going to come up into a twist. So you can bend this leg if it's too much. If you're happy with it straight, then having it straight and looking up at the top arm, or as straight as feels comfortable. Then from here, we're going to bring the hands back down, but inside of this foot, like we were doing last week. Again, if you need a block. And from here, I'm going to kind of hop this foot back. And so I'm now on my toes, so my heel's pointing upwards. And I'm coming down into a raised lizard. So if this is not okay for you, then you can drop the back knee. That's absolutely fine. But if you're comfortable up in this raised lizard, and from here we can just do a little bit of bending the arms, so we're opening that hip like we've been doing for the last few weeks. And then we can drop this knee down. So if you need something under this knee, I will do under the other one, then please get something. But we're going to come up here to this high lunge, and we're going to do what we did last week, which is to take this hand out, but instead of going over onto that foot or doing anything with that foot, I'm going to invite you, only if you want to and if it feels okay for you, to raise the back foot. And if you can grab hold of it, which I can't, then that's fine. And it might be that it really isn't for you, in which case you just stay in the twist like this. And then come back round, and we'll bring this foot back and drop down into the child. Have a rest there. So on the other side, I know that I will need a block, so I've got one ready to go under my knee. So tucking the toes, again coming up to the dog, taking a moment, doing whatever you want to here, and then we'll walk hands and feet together, raising up gently into our Tadasana. Have a moment there, and then we will step into Warrior One the other way. So taking the feet out as wide as the narrow way of the mat, bending the front knee, making sure you can see your big toe, bringing the shoulders forward, and inhaling up into your warrior and Warrior One. And then we're going to come over into our humble warrior. Interlace the fingers the other way this time, the way that feels awkward. And then only if it feels okay, seeing if you can straighten that front leg. Again, letting the head go. If it's too much, keep that leg bent. Then we're going to bring the hands down, opposite hand to knee. And then we're raising up into the twist the other way. Again, bend that knee if it's too much. Looking up at the top arm. And then from here we're going to come back down, both hands inside of this leg, hopping that foot back so you've got the heel pointing up, coming into your raised lizard here, or dropping the knee down, just doing whatever's right for you. And then here we're dropping the knee down. I'm going to have my block because I know I need it. Raising up into this lunge, and then we are reaching out behind us, and if you want to, seeing if you can raise that foot. I mean, I could have a belt here around the foot if I wanted to, but I'm just feeling so stiff today. I'm happy just to go to where my body wants to go. And then coming back round, and again, let's drop down into the child. Lovely. So we're just going to do a couple of counter poses now before we move into the relaxation. So I'm going to invite you to come gently down into semi-supine. arms out to the side, and we're going to drop the knees down to one side and look over the other way. Raising up and going down the other way. Beautiful. And then we can bring the knees up into the chest, have a little rock from side to side. So then we're going to drop the feet down and come and do a little bridge pose. So exhale, dropping the lumbar spine to the ground. Inhale, lifting the hips, arms coming up over the head if you're happy to do that. Make sure the knees are together-ish. And then dropping the hands down. Beautiful. Then just for a moment, do whatever your body needs before you come down and find your Shavasana. So if you can, just be lying on your back with your hands facing up, a bit away from the body. Legs gently dropping down, feet doing whatever they want to. Beautiful. And just be. Nothing to do. Spend some time enjoying the effects of your practice. Maybe give yourself a little scan going around the body, seeing how you feel. And don't move just because I do. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to have you with me. If you really like what I'm doing and you want to support me, I'm really open to donations, and you can contact me via the email that's at the beginning and the end of the video, and I will tell you how you can do that. Thank you so much again. Namaste.